Okay, now consider function y is equal to fx is equal to fractional part of x. Here curly brackets represent fractional part. We know this function. We have a graph of function. It lies between lines y is equal to 0 and y is equal to 1. Okay. Domain of function is set of all real numbers. This function gets defined for all real values of x. And range of function is close interval 0 to open interval 1. Okay. ये function का range होता है जो ग्राफ को देख के भी समझ में आ रहा है. We have a graph in the form of line segments. These line segments are inclined at an angle 45 degree with positive x-axis. Also function is periodic having period 1. Okay, ये सब हम जानते हैं इस function के बारे में. We have done this earlier. Then tell me, how can we get graph of function y is equal to fractional part of minus x? इसका ग्राफ कैसे ला सकते हैं? This is actually f of minus x. Okay, so to get the graph of this function, we flip the graph horizontally. हम ग्राफ को horizontally flip करेंगे. Okay, so we get line segments in this orientation. ठीक है ना? So this is graph of function y is equal to fraction part of minus x. Okay. Now again consider y is equal to fraction part of x. And tell me, how can we get graph of function y is equal to minus fractional part of x? इसका ग्राफ कैसे लाएंगे? Simple. Reflect graph in x-axis or flip the graph vertically. So we get segments, line segments like this. Okay, this is graph of function minus fractional part of x. Range of function is open interval minus 1 to close interval 0, which we can see from the graph. Graph से भी हमें पता चल रहा है. Okay, then tell me what will be graph of this function y is equal to 1 minus fractional part of x. इसका ग्राफ क्या होगा? We shift this graph 1 unit upward. हम इस ग्राफ को 1 unit ऊपर शिफ्ट करेंगे vertically upward. We translate the graph. Okay, so this is graph of function y is equal to 1 minus fractional part of x. Okay, now keep this graph and on the same plot draw the graph of y is equal to fraction part of x. Now we define function y is equal to minimum of fractional part of x and 1 minus fractional part of x. एक नया function define करते हैं इस तरह से. Okay, then what will be graph of this function? इसका ग्राफ कैसे होगा? We have done this. We have graph like this. Okay, we highlight those line segments which we can see from this side. Okay, we set observer side here और जो observer यहाँ से देख सकता है हम उन line segments को highlight करेंगे. So we have graph of function minimum of fraction part of x and 1 minus fraction part of x. Okay, we have graph in the form of triangles. Okay, width of triangle is 1 unit and height of triangle is 1 upon 2 unit. देख के समझ में आ रहा है कि triangle का जो height है वो 1 upon 2 होगा. Now question can be like this, find the area. Suppose this is function y is equal to gx. Question can be like this, find the area bounded by y is equal to gx and x-axis between minus 100 and 100. माइनस 100 एंड 100 के बीच में y इज इक्वल टू जी एक्स एंड एक्स एक्सिस के बीच में एरिया क्या होगा? बाउंडेड एरिया क्या होगा? कैसे निकालेंगे एरिया? बिटवीन माइनस 100 एंड 100 वी विल हैव 200 ट्राइंगल्स. 200 ट्राइंगल्स होंगे ना, 100 ऑन दिस साइड एंड 100 ऑन दिस साइड. ओके, देन we will find area of one such triangle and multiply it by 200. What is area of this triangle? इस ट्राइंगल का एरिया क्या होगा? एरिया ऑफ दिस ट्राइंगल इज 1 अपॉन 2 मल्टीप्लाई बाय 1 मल्टीप्लाई बाय 1 अपॉन 2 1 अपॉन 2 मल्टीप्लाई बाय बेस इनटू हाइट. ओके, दिस इज 1 अपॉन 4. सो रिक्वायर्ड एरिया विल बी 200 मल्टीप्लाई बाय 1 अपॉन 4 इज इक्वल टू 50 स्क्वायर यूनिट्स. ठीक है ना? देयर विल बी 200 सच ट्राइंगल्स. ओके, एंड area of each triangle is 1 upon 4. So area of 200 triangles will be 50 square units. Okay. Now consider interval, close interval 0 to 2. Suppose we have this function for this interval, close interval 0 to 2. Okay. So we have this graph. Now at how many points function will be नॉन डिफरेंशिएबल? फंक्शन कितने पॉइंट्स पे नॉन डिफरेंशिएबल होगा? पॉइंट ऑफ नॉन डिफरेंशिएबिलिटी मीन्स वी आर नॉट एबल टू ड्रॉ टेंजेंट, यूनिक टेंजेंट एट दैट पॉइंट. वो पॉइंट जहाँ पे हम यूनिक टेंजेंट नहीं ड्रॉ कर सकते उसको हम पॉइंट ऑफ नॉन डिफरेंशिएबिलिटी कहते हैं. ठीक है, तो कहाँ पे है पॉइंट्स ऑफ नॉन डिफरेंशिएबिलिटी? Graph has sharp turn at x is equal to 1 upon 2, x is equal to 1 and x is equal to 3 upon 2. Okay, so these 3 points are points of non-differentiability. Function is non-differentiable at x is equal to 1 upon 2, 1 and 3 upon 2 because at these 3 points, for these 3 values of x, graph has sharp turn. So at these 3 points we cannot draw a unique tangent to curve. हम curve को unique tangent नहीं draw कर सकते, तो ये points points of non-differentiability होंगे. ठीक है, तो इस तरह के कुछ questions बन सकते हैं graphical transformations को use करके. Okay, now let's solve this inequality. Modulus of x minus 1 plus modulus of x plus 1 less than 4. We have to solve this inequality graphically. How can we start? क्या करेंगे? हम किसी एक टर्म को RHS में शिफ्ट करेंगे. We shift one of the terms on RHS. Let's shift this term. Okay, we get modulus of x plus 1 less than 4 minus modulus of x minus 1. Okay. Now we draw graphs of these two functions of these two sides. Okay, this is graph of modulus of x plus 1. Okay, and to draw the graph of this function we first draw the graph of modulus of x minus 1. So here we have modulus of x minus 1. Okay, then we reflect this graph in x-axis, we get the graph of minus modulus of x minus 1. Okay, and to get the graph of this function we shift this graph 4 units upward. Okay, so this is graph of 4 minus modulus of x minus 1. Now these two curves of these two functions intersect at 2 points, points A and B. Okay, now we find coordinates of these 2 points. इन दोनों कर्व्स को सॉल्व करते हैं, पॉइंट्स A and B के कोऑर्डिनेट्स निकालते हैं. For point A we have minus x minus 1 is equal to 4 minus inside brackets 1 minus x. Okay, so we get minus x minus 1 is equal to 3 plus x, or 2x is equal to minus 4, or x is equal to minus 2. Okay, so for point A abscissa is minus 2, and for point B we have point B के लिए क्या होगा? For point B we have x plus 1 is equal to 4 minus inside brackets x minus 1. ठीक है, so we get x plus 1 is equal to 5 minus x, or 2x is equal to 4, or x is equal to 2. So abscissa of point B is 2. Okay, now we want values of x which satisfy this inequality, means values of x for which graph of this function lies below the graph of this function. Okay, and from the figure it is occurring for x belongs to open interval minus 2 to 2. Okay, so this is solution to this inequality. Okay, now in this figure we highlight these line segments and rays which we can see from the top. Okay, then which function this represent? ये ग्राफ किस फंक्शन का होगा? This is graph of function y is equal to maximum of modulus of x plus 1 and 4 minus modulus of x minus 1. ठीक है, and clearly from the graph this function is non-differentiable at x is equal to minus 2, x is equal to 1 and x is equal to 2. ये function तीन जगह पे non-differentiable है because at these 3 points graph has sharp turn. Okay, then we highlight these line segments and rays which we can see from the bottom. ठीक है, and this is graph of function y is equal to minimum of modulus of x plus 1 and 4 minus modulus of x minus 1. ठीक है, and from the graph this function is non-differentiable at x is equal to minus 2, x is equal to minus 1 and x is equal to 2. So this function has also 3 points of non-differentiability. ठीक है, कुछ इस तरह के क्वेश्चंस बन सकते हैं.